Welcome back to Real Phonies, where we take a love for movies and television and combine it with very little knowledge about movies and television. I'm your host, Christian. Join with me are my co-host, Joseph.
Yellow.
And Jehu.
Cacao! Is this still a podcast?
I know. It's been a hot minute.
Do you guys remember the hobo with the golden voice that was like a thing for like a few weeks? Yeah, I feel like Christian was really channeling him in that intro. It was good.
I have a new spirit for it because I figured out a way to hook my microphone up to my recliner. So I am like lounged back in a chair.
Oh, we wouldn't want this to be any effort for you. So I'm glad you can be comfortable.
It's pretty great. But after a hiatus, we have returned post global warming disaster, and here to bring you the latest in the Hollywood scuttlebutt. I feel like this is the last kind of episode we did, but who cares?
I mean, the problem is that we were off for several weeks, and there's just been a lot of shit going on. And also, I'm not going to the movies right now, so this is as good as anything. Also, we have a lot of other shit to talk about, so I don't want to gum up the works going through Martin Scorsese's whole back catalog or something. So we're gonna catch you up on at least the last couple weeks, which again have been surprisingly eventful for the fact that I haven't been outside my house in what seems like eons. But they're still making movies, I guess. So the first thing, this is really recent as of the recording anyway. Marvel announced that they are again pushing their movie lineup further back into 2021. First off, they had already done this. They'd already pushed back several movies, including Black Widow, that was earlier this year to, I think it was like November, October this year. But now there are no Marvel movies in 2020. They are all got pushed back to at least 2021.
Yeah, it's insane.
I asked you guys this earlier, but I mean, in 2021, will I even care about Marvel anymore? Surely I'll have found something else to do.
DC will come and fill that void.
I felt no fucking way.
I think there's a good chance of a lot of things happening, but not that.
DC's had so many opportunities to not fuck themselves, and they just can't not do it.
Right.
I don't think anyone would have anticipated WandaVision to be the first Phase 4 thing.
Right? I hope that really fucks up like the continuity and watching it. Like, I hope it just makes it confusing.
Yeah, weren't we like supposed to be like almost to like Doctor Strange 2 by this point?
Probably.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, it's nuts. I am excited, I guess, because we get 3 of them next year.
Correct.
I do think this confirms a long-standing question of what the future of movie theaters hold, which is these theaters ain't making blockbusters without movie theaters.
Right.
They have no interest in putting this on a streaming service. They will sit on it for as long as it takes until they can put it in a building and make $1 billion.
It seems that way. The first one is going to be Black Widow, which again was supposed to be out over a year before its release date. It's going to be May of 2021. And then Shang-Chi, which is kind of flown under the radar, but it's still on the docket. It's supposed to be coming out July 2021. And then The Eternals, which I can't remember when that was supposed to come out.
I think
originally.
November.
Well, I think it's supposed to be like in a month.
This November. Well, it got pushed back to next November. So, another winter release. Replacing Thor, I guess.
Why? I wonder why. I mean, Shang-Chi didn't really move far. It only moved like 4 months.
Yeah.
But I wonder why they decided to, switch the release schedule with it in Eternals. Why Eternals as a fall release?
I mean, I think it's like one like big blockbuster is what they're going for, per season.
Yeah, I'm just wondering why they changed the order of release. Like, why didn't they put Eternals in the summer?
I think Shang-Chi is their like Ant-Man. Remember a couple years ago?
It is kind of that Ant-Man spot.
Yeah, we had Avengers Infinity War and then Ant-Man like 2 months later. I feel like it's kind of the same thing. It's like, hey, you probably don't know that much about this character or the people that are in this movie, but it's Marvel, so you'll probably see it, and then you might want to watch another one.
Right. Yeah, it's funny because yesterday I was looking at what movies are coming out, and I was like, oh, shit, cool, Black Widow will be out in like a month, because its last pushback was early November, and that's not going to happen. It's going to be a while.
It's going to be a hot minute, but in the meantime... DC is going to try and fill that void for you.
Good segue.
whether they will or not. Firstly, we just got an announcement that, I don't know if it's an announcement, a rumor, I guess is still what it is, that James Gunn wants to work.
No, this is official. This
is official. I didn't see it was
this is
okay.
a real thing. Yeah.
Wants to work with John Cena to make a Peacemaker prequel, which is his character in the new Suicide Squad movie, which is a ridiculous character that wants peace so badly he will do anything, including kill anyone in the way, to attain peace. He looks very silly. I know Hurt has a strong affinity for this character and this particular interpretation of this character. So I imagine you're very excited about this.
I'm super fucking excited about this. Of the Suicide Squad trailer, this was my favorite thing. I think that John Cena is just such perfect casting for this. The only thing that kind of bums me out is that it being a prequel pretty much guarantees he's going to die in Suicide Squad.
Yeah, I thought that too.
But other than that, I think it's going to be a big deal. I think that this is where John Cena overtakes Rock as the big wrestler in Hollywood, because I don't think Rock's had a lot of big hits, but they're all just based on he's the Rock. This is a good role for John Cena. It almost seems like he has it inside of him, being a good guy who was getting booed for so many years in wrestling. It just seems like the right part for him.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited for this. I don't know the last time James Gunn wrote a television show, if ever, but that seems like a good fit. And this is the next thing he's making. He's going to direct at least the pilot, if not the first few episodes. And this will be shot winter of 21, like early next year before he starts Guardians 3. And I don't know. I'm really looking forward to it. I think this could be really good. I think they said 8 episodes is what he has written. And I think if it really speaks to kind of, Jehu, your point, like how good John Cena is in the role, that he was inspired to write a whole TV show based off of it. So I'm looking forward to it.
I'm also looking forward to it. I'm also just like, I hope that James Gunn continues to see success with this franchise as a whole, because I love the idea of just kind of, I sound like I suspect this, the TV show will be a similar vibe, but just kind of this rotating list of like B to C list actors getting to fill the roles of like C and D list DC villains, and just like, getting killed off indiscriminately and without reason, for however long they want to do that. I don't give a fuck. I like that concept of a formula.
I wish they, maybe, but that there would be a protagonist in this. And this whole story will be told from Peacemaker's perspective, like some B-level villain or hero keeps getting in his way, preventing him from creating world peace. I don't know what hero that would be, but to me that sounds funny.
Yeah, it does sound funny. And we all also know that John Cena has an established history of being funny in movies, so I'm excited for him in this role.
Yeah.
Other DC updates. So we've talked about it a long time ago, but it's probably been a while, so most of you have either forgotten or didn't know. DC, when everybody else was doing their own streaming service, did their own streaming service. I don't even remember what it's called. DC Universe, I think?
DC Universe, yep.
Fuck yeah. Where it was like a comics, original scripted streaming content combo kind of thing. I don't think it really ever took off the way it was supposed to. They spent a lot of money on it. They made several series and revived like Young Justice and some other things for it, and it just never really made it. And so what they've quietly been doing since the collaboration with HBO Max is moving some of their content a little bit at a time to HBO Max, but now they are making it official, making it that all existing scripted content, so live action and animated series, and all future plans for scripted series are going to HBO Max for, in perpetuity, and DC Universe is going to stay just a comic service. So I think this is the move that I think we all thought immediately before they even launched this platform, not necessarily to HBO Max specifically, but somewhere else. But it's the right move, and I'm super excited about it.
I mean, I think literally the first time we talked about this, it was like, okay, well, where do you think this will end up after
It
it
was.
takes?
Someone would have to find me the episode number, but I guarantee that was what the conversation was.
Yeah, this is the most predictable thing to ever happen in Hollywood, I feel like. What was weird to me about this is that we didn't get this announcement at Fandom last month. Because,
right. I know. Either of the fandoms, I think, right?
yeah, like 5 days before, DC just fired a shit ton of people. And like, so they laid off a bunch of people and then still had this like mass online event where they promoted their shit. And this did not address DC Universe at all. I think the only show that they announced a season 3 renewal for was Doom Patrol, which was already moved to HBO Max.
Yep.
And so that was really like the nail in the coffin, I guess. But what changed in the last 3 weeks for them to be like, well, we should finally admit that DC Universe is no longer a thing? Either way, I'm excited to watch Young Justice season 3 because I have not seen it yet,
Same.
and I will give Titans a try. I would not have paid for it before, but I'm already paying for HBO Max, so I will try Titans now.
I hear Swamp Thing was good, so maybe I'll try Swamp Thing. But on that note, speaking of Young Justice, a spectacular animated DC series, if you guys haven't seen it, cut tragically short in its prime in 2 seasons, being revived again by HBO Max, is getting a season 4 that will be going to HBO Max directly, which will make more sense to me after I watch season 3, after they put that on HBO Max.
No clue what this is going to be about yet.
Nope. But
whatever. I'll watch it.
I feel like, to me, Young Justice of the comic book animated series is the most comic booky. Like it's the least afraid to embrace some of the sillier parts of the comic universe, like the clone shit and how ridiculous the Bat family is, and like just a lot of different things that I think a lot of other people shy away from. They do well. The other thing that I'm excited about, I don't know if Hurt ever made it through the rest of this, is they officially renewed Harley Quinn, the animated series, for season 3. Hurt, did you ever finish this series?
I never did. It's on my to-do list.
Yeah, same. I watched the first episode and I wasn't like,
the first episode's not the best one. I would say, like, I know everybody says this, but it's like within 3. I'd say the 3rd episode is probably like a good indicator of whether you're going to like the show or not. But I really liked it. I think like the cast is really good. Again, the concept of the world, it's kind of this. I mean, they're very much going for a Batman the Animated Series vibe, but for a less toxic Deadpool audience. And I think it works. It works surprisingly well. Now, granted, the first 2 seasons kind of work all towards the same. Like there's an overarching narrative for the first 2 seasons, which is kind of wrapped up. So I have absolutely no idea where they're going to go with it. But I'm excited to see what happens. I want to see more of this show.
I'm pretty excited it got renewed. I like anything that takes a poke at Batman, because Batman as an institution is just far too serious at this point for me.
And my favorite thing about it is it does both, in the sense that it makes fun of Batman, but Batman is still Batman. You know?
Right.
Like it's Dietrich Bader, and like you can see the ways in which he's ridiculous, but you also see the ways in which he kicks ass.
Right.
But yeah, so that's exciting news. If you don't have HBO Max, I don't know why we're not getting paid to promote it, but they got a lot of good shit on there.
God, it's all I watch.
It really is.
My TV is paused on a show on HBO Max so that we can record this podcast.
Oh, man. But switching gears here for a Marvel TV show for a change, one that's been in the pipeline for a while, a She-Hulk series, which actually I might throw to Hurt in a second to kind of describe She-Hulk for people who don't necessarily know a lot about the character. But it has finally cast their lead in Tatiana Maslany.
That's
a good effort.
Sure, thank you. Hurt, what is this character?
She-Hulk starts off as just, a lady Hulk. She's Bruce Banner's cousin. She needs a blood transfusion. He gives her a blood transfusion, which is a terrible idea, and she becomes She-Hulk. But she's, Jennifer Walters and She-Hulk are a lot closer to each other than Bruce Banner and the Hulk. And it's a so-so character for a while. In the 80s, a writer named John Byrne turned it into sort of a fourth wall breaking comedy character, and that's when it really comes into its own. In the oddies, Dan Slott does a series that I will almost guarantee this show will be more based on, where it focuses on the part of her backstory that she's a lawyer, and she basically becomes a lawyer for superhero cases. They're particularly for the first Dan Slott series, issue 4. I think it's issue 4. There's basically one where someone basically has a court case because they were declared dead, and they weren't, which is a thing that happens in comic books all the time. And there's a great moment in it where she's trying to prove that it doesn't count, and she has everyone in the courtroom raise their hand who died during the Infinity Gauntlet. Half of the courtroom raises their hand. So I mean, it's a really, I think, great property to make a Marvel TV show out of. That being said, I know this is supposed to be a great actress, but I'm kind of not into the casting because she's 5'4", so that means she's going to spend a lot of time as Jennifer Walters. And for me, the best She-Hulk stories are where you barely see Jennifer Walters at all. She's mostly She-Hulk.
Yeah, that's an interesting point. Have you guys actually ever watched anything with this chick in it?
I know she's famous for Orphan Black, I think.
Yeah.
That show's fucking bomb. And she is incredible in it. The only best way I can describe it is like, imagine it's Alias, and instead of all these like different personas, they're all different people, but all played by the same person. It's very kind of spy-y, undercover, but it's also very science fiction-y. It's about clones, and there's something nefarious going on that maybe you don't know about to begin with. And she plays all these different like versions of herself, and she's just really, really great in it. And I think she's a good cast as a quality of actress, but I can see the maybe physicality portion. Having said that, there was a lot of talk that it could have been Alison Brie, and
I mean, the word on the street was they were looking for an Alison Brie type. Quote,
I would have
unquote.
loved to seen Alison Brie in this role.
And Alison Brie was like, "I'm an Alison Brie type."
Yeah. But I don't know that Marvel's really gotten anything wrong at this point in regards to their casting. So I have faith that this will be pretty good.
Yeah, I'm also willing to give him the benefit of the doubt. And to Hert's point, as far as like the kind of story that I think they're mining to base this series off of, I feel like we're at the right point where we can start doing these kind of meta commentaries on like superhero movies and tropes and all that kind of stuff, because it's just so it's popular vernacular at this point. So I like the idea of like superhero court cases.
I mean, yeah, totally. With as many movies as we've had now, they've set up enough stuff that we know the vocabulary to make fun of it.
Right.
Yeah. I was just gonna say, I don't know if you had written this down, Joseph, but there was another major Marvel casting announcement this past week.
I didn't write it down.
With Jonathan Majors announced to play Kang the Conqueror in Ant-Man 3, which is extremely shocking.
Yeah,
not because Jonathan Majors isn't a talented actor, but number one, I would have thought you want that guy as a hero because he's gonna be a superstar. And then number two, why is Kang the bad guy in Ant-Man 3?
Right.
But I don't know if you guys have seen him in anything. I watched Lovecraft Country and I watched The Five Bloods, and he's in both of those, and he's excellent. So I'm excited to see him in a Marvel movie. I hope he's in more than one.
Yeah, I'm very surprised he's going to be in Ant-Man 3 too. I mean, this is like a top 5 Marvel threat level villain. I feel like this is probably just an introduction to him.
I heard some, so there are a lot of fan theories about, because Ant-Man is the one that introduces the whole time travel plot in game, that's what makes it appropriate. And I agree with that plot point. Ant-Man and the Wasp are not the two heroes that we able to take this guy down. So we'll see what happens.
Well, there also is a lot of there's a lot of theories that we're building towards a Young Avengers movie, and that would definitely tie into Ant-Man. And I don't want to spoil too much if you don't know a lot about the Kang character, but Kang definitely has strong ties to Young Avengers, so I could see that that may be playing into this too.
For sure. And I hope they go down that path, because I think that
I
would be
really
really
do
interesting
too.
to see.
Yeah, totally.
But finally, moving into the trailer territory, as far as the big trailers that have gotten released the last couple weeks. The first one out is the Dune trailer.
Denis Villeneuve.
Denis Villeneuve, good work. Who did Arrival,
Blade Runner 2049.
which this looks like. He's done a lot of sci-fi movies in the past with great success. And now he's taking on one of, I would say, the biggest, or at least most complicated sci-fi adaptations that he could have hoped for.
This trailer is incredible.
This trailer's awesome, definitely.
It looks great. I forgot, they announced this cast so piecemeal that I forgot how many people are in it. It's got
Right.
Timothée Chalamet, Zendaya, Rebecca Ferguson, Jason Momoa, Josh Brolin, Dave Bautista, Stellan Skarsgård, Oscar Isaac, and Javier Bardem.
Right.
It's an outrageous cast.
Yep.
The aesthetic looks cool as fuck. I have no idea how expensive this movie is. It looks like too expensive for the amount of people that are going to see it, but I am stoked for it.
I was surprised at how much, because I posted it on my Facebook, and there were people who commented oh, I can't wait, I love Dune, that I had no clue and never would have guessed that they had read Dune.
Right.
So I think this movie has a much wider appeal than we think it does, because I certainly would put it in I'm one of 10 people who are excited for it, but I think that number's probably more like 5 or 6 people are actually pretty excited for it, which is I'm happy to hear. But God, yeah, I loved everything about this trailer. Having not seen a movie this year, that was the best movie I've seen.
Right. It really captures the atmosphere of the book too. The the stick your hand in the box thing is exactly like you would imagine that scene to be. Yeah, I'm super excited for this. Do you know? Are they supposed to be breaking the first book up into 2 movies or 3 movies?
I think it's 2, but I could be wrong about that. I'd probably prefer 3, honestly, but I think it's 2.
2 is what I heard also.
I do think they must have plans to try to make more than the first book. I don't know if Denis Villeneuve does, but the studio does, just because of how prominently Jason Momoa is presenting it, because he's in this trailer as much as he's in the book. But his character is the only character that appears in all 6 books. So I think they're hoping to build a franchise here.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Hopefully it comes out in 2020, but not looking good.
Not looking good. The next trailer we got is for another one of Marvel's original series coming out. The first look at WandaVision, which is still a terrible name. However, it's got this kind of I don't know how you would describe what exactly it is. It's strange. It looks like kind of a theme and variation, Does that make any sense to you?
Yeah.
It's kind of got this loose thing of Wanda and Vision living kind of a small town life, general sitcom thing, but then through the lens of, I guess, a lot of other strange little filters. It's kind of hard to explain if you haven't seen the trailer, so go watch the trailer.
Right.
I like this trailer a whole lot, and I know I came out probably more positive than other people did, and I don't hate. I think the name is a lot of fun, because I think the name has while very kind of campy layers, a lot of layers to it. Wanda and Vision as characters. Wanda's vision. Is this what she imagines her life like after he's dead? Obviously, it's a play on television sitcoms. So television, WandaVision. I think this is going to be campy and strange and over the top, and I'm really excited for it. Is that Catherine Hahn? She looks really good in it.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, she's not in the trailer much, but when she's in it, she's pretty creepy.
Yeah.
I like this trailer a whole lot.
Kitty Foreman is in it.
Yep.
That's Deborah Jo Rupp. I'm pretty into that. I don't know why she's not in more things. She's very good at being that thing. This looks really great to me. Of the Marvel announced series, this one has always been the one I've been least excited about, but this was a fun trailer. I'm looking forward to seeing it. It reminds me of Pleasantville, which is a movie I like a lot. I can't wait to see it. particularly since we won't be seeing anything else from Marvel this year.
I mean, that's a great point. It's the hottest girl at the party, the only girl at the party kind of thing.
Right.
Ian and I had a similar take on this movie right out the gate in that I liked the look of the trailer, but I just have this immediate concern that it's going to be more effort put on like the cool stylings and not enough on the actual story. I don't really know why I feel that way. I don't know why that was my first reaction, but that's my initial concern. But
there's not a lot of story in the trailer. I mean, you have no idea what this show is about, and so I think that's probably fair from the trailer. But I also feel like they have to lean in that other direction for two reasons. Number one, these aren't the most well-liked characters of their stable they've already created. Number two, it's not what they intended to be the first thing we saw on Disney Plus from them. And then number three, I think these are kind of the weakest actors.
I wonder, it's like a question for you guys. Has Paul Bettany ever been good in anything?
Yeah, you got to sell me on something with Paul Bettany in it by not telling me Paul Bettany is in it. And that's a tough challenge. And so this trailer did that. And that is reassuring to me, because if you were just being like, "Oh, Paul Bettany is one of our other two leads, and the other one is the third Olsen you didn't know about till 5 years ago," I probably wouldn't have gotten super into it.
Right. And the final big Disney trailer release anyway, is the first look at the second season of The Mandalorian. It's got kind of a voiceover thing from some scenes from the first season with new sequences, presumptively from the second season. It looks like this one's going to be focused. I mean, focus is not the right word, but the overarching plot might be trying to find some remnants of the Jedi to return Baby Yoda to. What did you guys think about this trailer?
I also loved this trailer. I'm a sucker for speeder bikes. It's one of my favorite things from Star Wars as a whole.
They just sound so cool. I mean, they look really cool, but they also just sound so cool.
Yeah. I mean, it didn't really tell you much about it, but everything it showed you looked really cool, and I really enjoyed the first season, so I'm excited.
Yeah, I also, in the same place. I don't know that there was one thing in the trailer itself that I was like, ooh, I can't wait to see that. Yeah. I was just so excited to see new Star Wars shit, and I really liked this is the last Clone Wars, but one of the last things I really, really enjoyed. I really liked the first season. I'm really excited for this new season. I'm glad they did not show any of these things that have been rumored, like Rex or Ahsoka or Boba Fett.
Right.
It would have been, I don't know. It sucks. We already kind of know these things already, and it would have been more disappointing to see them in the trailer. But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it. I wonder if there is more of a remnant of the Jedi than we're led to believe, and if I'm sure there is. Excited to see that.
This is actually the opposite of where I usually land on these kind of things, because I'm usually a very narrative-driven person. Like, I need strong characters to be attached to, and not that I don't like The Mandalorian, but I just like the world of Star Wars so much that whenever I see shit that looks like Star Wars to me that I haven't seen before, I'm fucking immediately in. And that's kind of how I felt about this trailer. It's just all the shit, all the different planets and underground fighting pits and all that shit. It looks so much like Star Wars to me that I can't help but just get childhood giddy. But yeah, I mean that's about it. I'm just excited for Star Wars. Do you guys have anything else on this one?
Well, the only thing I was going to say was the first season did a really good job of introducing new things, but with a flavor of things I'd recognize. And I think this may go a little heavier into the things I've recognized. And I am excited but cautious about that. But seeing the Razor Crest fly with X-Wings and shit, that gets me hyped. It does. But gosh, I want the New Republic to be cool and not be assholes. But they may be assholes, and that's fine. But we'll see in a month, 6 weeks or something.
Gosh, it is really soon, isn't it?
Yeah, October 30th.
Wow. But I think that's it for our news catch up. Maybe next week we'll have like some kind of coordinated effort for content, but maybe not. Who knows what'll happen next week? But if there's anything that we missed that was important over the last 3 weeks that you'd like us to talk about or like our opinions on, you can reach us at realfilmnews@gmail.com. We'd love to hear what you have to say.
Just email us and tell us how much you want Ian to come back, and we can show him, and maybe he'll actually do it.
Yep. Ian, come back.
Ian's basically like a producer on the show now because he still participates in all the content we have. He just doesn't lend his presence.
Yeah. It's annoying. Just be on the show.
Yeah, just be on the show.
I'm leaving this in. Well, that's it for our news. What have we been watching the last couple weeks, guys?
I will start because that's how we do it now. I finally finished New Girl. That show is not worth it.
God bless you.
Don't do it. The first 3 or 4 seasons are pretty fun. Those are fun characters. I'll even give you until Schmidt and Cece get married. That's probably where it should have ended.
That's so generous.
Yeah, that's a long time. How about when Schmidt and Cece get engaged? That's where the show should stop. The whole last two seasons are rough, but the last 3 or 4, you just don't. There's no reward. They don't give you anything for finishing it. And I know a lot of How I Met Your Mother gets shit on. At least they make choices and do stuff to try and justify its existence. New Girl just totally gives up and just regurgitates episodes, and it's really frustrating. I don't like Zooey Deschanel that much, so it was hard.
Yep.
I am not finished with Doctor Who, but I'm really close. I'm on the Lady Doctor now, so I am very, very close.
Also, God bless you. You are just hammering shit out, my man.
I am.
You want to start Naruto from the beginning or something?
Oh, God, no. I did start One Piece. I tried. I watched 3 episodes, and I was like, I can't do the 900 or whatever I have. I wanted to so bad, but no. Doctor Who's good. Whatever. It's fine. HBO Max, Lovecraft Country, still watching that. Still have no fucking clue. It's 7 episodes in. There's 2 or 3 left. I have no idea what this show is about. Still no clue. It's disgusting how just gory and obscene they go. And even when people are having sex, there's weird, creepy monsters in the background, and it just, you feel uncomfortable by the whole thing the whole time. But I can't stop. It's just too good. But I don't know what it's about. Hopefully they wrap it up. It's Lost if the devil were masturbating while you watched it. It's just weird.
Put that on a poster.
Yeah. I watched B&A.
Yeah.
Wilson's recommendation, and I'm surprised you like that show so much because it's Twilight. That's the plot of Twilight, which is that young girl moves to new city, meets ancient being, fights evil establishment. Whereas Twilight, they're very open about their love. This doesn't seem to do that, but it's very, very similar in plot to me.
I hadn't put that together, but when you phrase it like that, that's super fair. That is exactly the same thing.
It's pretty good. Yeah, I mean, I liked it. I liked the animation style a lot. I thought the voice cast was pretty good, and it was it's very heavy-handed on the trope of making the story infinitely more complex in the last 20 minutes of it. All of a sudden there's an introduction of this new race of being you didn't even know about, and
that's also kind of an anime thing though, isn't it?
That's what I'm saying. It's really heavy-handed on that. That is definitely a trope of anime. This one does it to the max. But hey, it's worth a watch. It's on Netflix.
12 episodes. It's real easy.
I did it in the day.
Yeah, exactly.
I am one of the crazy people who paid $30 to watch Mulan. And you know what? It's better than Transformers. It's pretty all right. It's the only one of these live-action movies that I think deserves to exist. It's very much its own movie. There are a lot of elements that reference the cartoon, but unlike other ones which are basically beats from the cartoon, this is just I recognize that outfit, or they tried to recreate this set piece. It's very much its own story. I liked it. I've watched it a couple of times.
So, now that you've watched it, I want you to answer my question that I've been asking the whole time. Who is it for?
It's definitely a family film. Like it's not. I would say it's something. It's something I feel comfortable watching with my kids, and even if parts of it somewhat go over their heads, like it very much kind of. Like an action adventure movie, even like Indiana Jones, where you're like, I don't know if this is appropriate for kids, but the way they package it, you don't really care. That's kind of what Mulan is like.
Fair enough.
It's probably not as fun as some of those movies are, but it doesn't ever push the boundary too far, even though it's basically about a war and these people training to go fight to their death the whole time. It does it in just a funny enough way to you don't really mind it so much.
I was going to say, do you feel like a kid would be engaged by it?
My kids love it. They
okay.
really like it.
The ads made it look so serious. So that's why I was worried.
The character of Mulan is very serious, but a lot of the side characters are there to like lighten up the mood and stuff. One thing I would say is it's very much where I think other live action remakes or live action versions of this film, this movie I think tries out to be an American version of a Chinese film. If you've ever watched like a Chinese fantasy movie, it's similar to that, but definitely kind of like bastardized, more suited for a standard American audience. I hate that I didn't get to see it in theaters because it definitely looks like a movie that was shot to be seen in a movie theater. I think they made like $250 million off the like premiere package thing. So good for Disney. It made some money. And paying $30, I have 3 kids. There are 5 of us. $30 is actually probably cheaper than actually going to see a movie in theaters for all of us. So
that's probably true.
Right on.
The only other thing I have is after the hurricane, I didn't have power for like several days, and I read Wicked.
The original book?
The original book.
All right.
It's disturbing.
Is it?
I don't ever want to think about like the Yellow Brick Road and Munchkins and people talking about like dicks and shit. Like there's literally a sex scene in Munchkin Land in like the first 10 pages, and she talks about how hard this guy's cock is, and you're like, what? This is the Wizard of Oz. This is for children, and this book is not for children. But I finished it.
All right.
And much like Dune, the author does the reader no favors. This guy just like makes up Oz words and expects you to figure it out while they're talking to each other. And yeah, I don't know that I would recommend it. I'm surprised somebody liked it enough that they wrote
making a musical.
Making a musical. Yeah, I'm going worse than Transformers on the book.
Fair enough.
Better than Transformers on Defying Gravity.
Agreed.
But that's all I can remember anyway.
Right on. I was also without power for a long stretch. It's horrible. It's horrible being left alone with your own thoughts. My return to being able to view media was sort of like a Metroid power up. Like the first day without power, I had a laptop that played DVDs, but all my DVDs are still at my place in Milton. So, it was unpassable there. So then the next day I went and got DVDs and I watched some DVDs. The next day after that, I got power in the trailer so we could go over there and watch Blu-ray. A couple days after that, we got power back at the house, and then I killed the mother brain. So as for what I watched during this, I had Won't You Be My Neighbor on DVD for like 2 years. They had never watched it. Have you guys ever watched that?
That's a documentary, right?
Right.
Okay. No.
Yeah.
No.
It is fucking fantastic. I cannot recommend it highly enough. It's exactly what you think it is. It's the life and life's work of Mr. Rogers, and it is super positive and, presents a point of view that just does not exist today. My one big takeaway in it, and of all the bad takes from all the cable news networks, Brian Kilmeade is still the biggest dumbass on earth. Let's see, what else did I watch? I watched a lot of shit I'd already seen, but I love. I watched Logan Lucky again. For anyone not familiar with that movie, it's basically Ocean's 11 meets Ricky Bobby meets Raising Arizona with like a dash of Little Miss Sunshine thrown in there. I fucking love this movie. I up until this viewing, I've always viewed the end of it as being like sort of a Rorschach test. If you see it and you think they're going to get away with it, you're probably genuinely a happy person. If you're definitely sure at the end they're going to get caught, you're Joseph. But actually, Sarah pointed out something I'd never noticed about the ending of the movie before that I think leads me really to the positive side, which is, have you guys noticed that the oh God, what's the Boys Don't Cry actress's name?
Julia Stiles? No,
not Julia Stiles. The Karate Kid 4. What's her name?
We can just name other movies that she's in.
Those are the only 2 movies she's ever been in her whole life.
She's the one in the office that can't decide if she's hot or not. What is her name?
This is good content.
I'm sure this is what listening to podcasts mostly is, though, because there's someone.
Hilary Swank.
Hilary Swank. There you go.
I was thinking $1 Million Baby.
Hilary Swank is also an amputee. She, you notice in the last scene that she has a missing arm as well. So I personally think that leans to it being a happy ending. She's amused by these guys, got away with it. She went to see what they were like, and like she related to this other amputee. Similarly, in sort of finding things in movies I was looking for, I watched The Big Lebowski for the 40 millionth time, and I think I safely disproved the imaginary Donnie theory. Do you guys know of this?
No.
Okay, basically, the idea is that Donnie is a figment of Walter's imagination, and the dude just humors him. I think there's a lot of things to disprove it, but the thing that theory is mostly built on is why are there 3 people on the dude's bowling team, 2 people on everyone else's? But in this viewing, I think I spotted a 3rd member of Jesus's team. So I'm going with, now that doesn't explain why at the end they're able to continue after one of their team members dies. But, you know, I'm still going with Donnie's real. What else did I watch? Nice Guys, that's a great movie. Not a lot to say about it. I love how just incredibly inept those guys are in that movie. It's just funny wall to wall. And watch Lego Batman, which everyone on this podcast besides me continues to be wrong about. That shit's great.
It's okay.
So
It's all right.
So that's all I got. That's all I did.
Fair enough. I know. Just you talking about The Big Lebowski makes me want to watch The Big Lebowski.
I mean, it never gets old. I have watched that so many fucking times, and I still enjoy every second of it.
So I got to watch several things, but I'm going to try and roll through them quickly because I want to rant about other things. I watched the Hulu Western called The Sisters Brothers with John C. Reilly, Joaquin Phoenix, Jake Gyllenhaal, and Riz Ahmed. It's really good.
Right on.
There's like a lot of these like quiet westerns over the last like 15, 20 years that are like, it's not like the trendy style anymore, but I don't know. Like I feel like there's good shit out there that's worth watching. This one does not go the direction that you think it's going to go. So I recommend it. As for my Ghibli movies, I watched The Secret World of Arrietty, which is their take on The Borrowers. It's probably one of the most gorgeous ones of the Ghibli movies, but like movie-wise, it's also probably one of the worst ones. So it's really hard to square in that sense. You could tell they.
Hey, I watched.
Go
ahead. Sorry, finish.
Oh, you could tell they put a lot of love and effort into crafting like the small world from the borrower's perspective, but like there's so many other things that are just frustrating and easy to fix that are wrong with it.
I watched Porco Rosso.
Yeah,
I got over my fear. I like it. It's pretty fun.
I figured you would.
It's not. I mean, I wouldn't put it like in my top 3 or anything, but it's pretty good time. And yeah, the American voice cast is great. I don't know if in other languages that character is as of a dick, but Michael Keaton just plays like likable asshole.
I think he's
so well.
Yeah.
And I mean, I get it. He was turned into a pig, but it's pretty fun.
Do you feel like my pitch of if you like Tailspin or even the thought of Tailspin, you should watch this movie?
I mean, it's Tailspin with fascism. It's a little heavy-handed Tailspin, but yeah, I mean, aerial battles and whatnot are always a good time.
Yeah. And the other Ghibli film, kind of on the reverse end, is Nazca of the Valley of the Wind, which is actually not a Ghibli film. It was Miyazaki's first film before he started Studio Ghibli, but that's way too nerdy for me to even say out loud, and I did. It's too late now. It's an older one, and you can tell like in the visuals that it was older, but it's also one of the most like interesting worlds, I think, of all the ones that I've seen. I hesitate to use the word post-apocalyptic because it implies so many tropes that I don't think apply to this movie. But you know, it's a world in which humans haven't been the dominant force in a long time. And it's really cool looking. Like it almost pains me that this wasn't made more recently because I think it's such a fresh take on a concept that we kind of beat to death last decade. Better than Transformers. The wife and I restarted Avatar: The Last Airbender. I'm not even going to get into it until I'm done, but just so you know. But the thing I really want to talk about while we're here, because like everyone else in Pensacola, my power went out, and then once my power came back, my internet was out for a long time, so I couldn't play any of my video games that connected to the internet. So I had to just play things that were on a disc, like some kind of 90s person or something. Right. So I reattempted Kingdom Hearts 3, and it's still bad. And I still remember hurt sadness for me when I first said that this game was not good and not what I'd hoped it would be. And I've been in replaying it, and I mean I've made good progress on it, but I still don't enjoy it. It's like work. I wanted to ruminate on the things that I think went wrong here, because on paper, the original Kingdom Hearts probably shouldn't have worked. It's a shameless mashup, Disney characters and Final Fantasy in what was supposed to be like Disney's version of Super Mario 64. And weirdly enough, it really works. I think one of the things that works really well for it, I mean, the first one is that the plot's pretty simple. You start out as a guy with a cooler friend and a girlfriend, and they go missing, and you get a magical weapon, and then you find two other people who lost their friend, who just happened to be Donald and Goofy, and their friend is Mickey Mouse. And your goal is, hey, all these people probably got taken to similar places. Let's go find them together. And you know what? That makes sense to me even now. The whole time you are aware that you are on the right track, and whatever you're seeking seems just out of reach. And so like the plot makes sense. The mechanics were really fun at the time. It's kind of mixed some of the RPG things that you liked about like Final Fantasy games with like an actual action-y based fighting mechanic and some like platforming elements. And it was just like, it was just a way better game than I feel like it had any right to be. Like there was the story was kind of dumb, but it was also like earnest in a way that you wanted to be cynical about, but it's hard to be cynical about. The problem is everything else after that. So there's 3 official ones in the series. This is Kingdom Hearts 3, which came out 17 years after the first one, which is already a problem. But in the meantime, there have been, I'd have to count them, but at least 10 to 15 side sequels to this series on different platforms that are given crazy names like Sleep 365 divided by 8 and Birth, or I don't know. It's all sorts of crazy stuff. But the thing about it is, you'd think it's just like, oh, hey, we're just trying to milk this franchise on a different platform. It's going to be a little fun. People who like the characters are going to have a good time. That's it. But the problem is, each one of these games has a really important plot element that gets incorporated into the main story and often retcon stuff from previous stories. So by the time we've gotten to Kingdom Hearts 3, what like the casual player would assume is the third installment in the series, the plot is just indecipherable fucking nonsense. If you go on YouTube and try to find an explanation of the whole plot of Kingdom Hearts, I dare you to find one that's less than 30 minutes long. It's fucking impossible. And I just think one of the problems is the mechanics of the game, which I think were novel at the time, one, are no longer novel, and two, instead of kind of focusing on what I think they did right, they just added more shit. So now it's not like a rewarding process. Like, I feel like one of the fun things about like a combat game is like learning the system and getting good at it. Like you feel like actions and reactions have weight, and the things that you do, there's a fairness to it. And that's not how it feels anymore. It just kind of feels like way too many things on your screen at any one time. It's essentially just a pop-up ad of a game screen. And because of all of the other things that I've mentioned, the story and following the thread of the narrative is now impossible. And so it becomes difficult to explain why you're doing any one particular thing in the story. So what felt like important battles to get from a certain point in the story to another point in the story now just feel completely arbitrary. Just like, you have to do it to get to some other stage, but you don't know why you're supposed to be going there because you don't know what you're trying to accomplish. It's very frustrating that this game has fallen so far from the original game, which again, I think was way better than it had any right to be. But I did feel in replaying them in replaying Kingdom Hearts 3 with a little distance, I feel justified in liking the series in the first place. I stand by Kingdom Hearts 1 is a really good game, and Kingdom Hearts 2 is still pretty good. But I can also see exactly where it went wrong and why we should probably stop. But I know that we won't because it made a shit ton of money.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I think when they had hit like the 8-year marker and they were like, man, we really can't crack this story. We can't figure it out. They should have just gave up.
Right.
And then they went 8 more years. And eventually we're just like, fuck it, just put it out. Let's just be done.
And I mean, that's one of the other problems. The cutscene, the opening cutscene from Kingdom Hearts, the original game, was like, it blew my fucking mind. I was like, I didn't know video games could look like this. And I think it still holds up today if you guys have a PS2 and you play it. The problem is the graphics on this still look like they're from the PS2.
Damn.
Which is a real fucking bummer. Like they've put some effort into it, but it doesn't look nearly as good as I think it should, especially considering, it took 12 years to make.
Right.
It's a frustrating experience on every level. And I'm sorry, I want to like it. I know Hurt thinks that I want to hate everything, but I want to like it. And I know Christian wanted to like it too. But it's just it's way worse than Transformers. It is a fucking job to play this game.
It's the last video game I bought, and the only one I can remember on the weekend it released. And I played for about 3 or 4 hours, and I was like, this shit is terrible. I just wasted $60. Like, it was an awful experience. I still have it because I'm convinced myself at some point I will finish it, but I have no motivation.
You might have to wait till the next hurricane. But yeah, that's it for me. I if you don't like Kingdom Hearts, I'm sorry for the last 7 minutes.
But it's funny. I wasn't going to mention this week, but I watched some video on YouTube about the timeline of Pokemon, which I wasn't aware there was one, and it was the most convoluted bullshit I'd ever heard in my life until the shit you just said.
Yep.
You have to send that to me because I'm still trying to figure out how that kid is still 10 years old. It's been 25 years.
Right.
He should have at least had sex at some point.
Yeah, even if each episode was one day, he's got to be my age by now.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know, but yeah, I think that's it for this week. I think we've done enough. Wouldn't you say?
I think we've inflicted enough of ourselves on this podcast.
I agree. But cool. Next week, something. We'll figure it out. I don't know. So join us next week for a surprise. In the meantime, thank you guys for listening. Please subscribe, tell all your friends about the podcast. It really is the only way that we get new listeners, and shouldn't you really share this joy with others? If you want to let us know anything that we missed or any topics you'd like us to talk about, you can reach us at realphonies@gmail.com. You can follow us on Facebook and Twitter at realphonies, on Instagram at real_phonies. Thanks to Zach Evans for art and Brian Velasquez for our theme. And we'll see you guys later.
Later.
I will not risk my life for many things, but I will risk my life to go to the Japan Olympics if they happen. I just don't know if I'll have enough money. We'll see how it goes.
It's not a cheap trip.
It is not.
Speaking of which, is there not a parody band of Cheap Trick out there called Cheap Trip? If so, they perform on airplanes and cruise ships.
Does anyone perform on an airplane?
Idea.
I don't know if anyone's ever performed on an airplane, but I'm saying if you had a band called Cheap Trip, that is where you would perform.
Definitely cruise ships. You could be on cruise ships.
I like the idea that business class would have like a shitty live band of someone's dad who never made it.
It's perfect. I'm going to write a cartoon called Cheap Trip, and it's going to be about this shitty airline company that has a business class cover band. It's going to be great.
I mean, it should be about the people in the cover band.
Yeah. They have the most pointless job in the world. Everyone hates them. No one wants to be on an airplane with a baby or a shitty band.
Look, I'm already into this pilot. I like where it's going.
If we were actually going to be Cheap Trip, one of us would have to get into shape, because I feel like to do the Cheap Trick formula, you got to have 2 handsome guys and 2 ugly guys. And right now, we're all 3 not in the handsome category.
That's a fair point. Oh, man. We should get back to the movie news
Let's do
before
that.
we lose Hurt again.